Hey and welcome to another edition of Standard Spike. This week I'm finishing up our Legacy series by playing Esper Stoneblade in a daily event. And I've talked about the deck before, so I'm going to go ahead and briefly go over just the things that stand out in this version of the deck. The first thing is the basic lands, which if you've heard me talk about Legacy, you've probably heard about these. Being immune to Wasteland is really important against Rug Delver and Maverick. And if your deck can afford to do that, to play a lot of basic lands, then it should. And this one is one of the ones that can. That's actually one of the reasons I like this deck so much. The online metagame might not have as much Rug Delver and Maverick as the real life metagame, but I still think it's a valid point. The second thing is the Inquisitions, the only black card in the main deck, which might be a little odd. Usually you'll see some Thoughtseize as well, but I'm not really big on having a lot of these, but a couple of them I'm okay with. And in either case, I like having black cards on the sideboard, so that makes the black worth it. Against some decks, the Wasteland decks, it's kind of awkward that you have to fetch out your black lands because they're dual lands and they'll get wasted. So sometimes this card is bad in those matchups. Sometimes you just be very careful with them. Same is true with Lingering Souls. It's a tricky balance between playing around Wasteland and being able to cast your black cards. Everything else in the deck is pretty standard. Explosives is not in every Esper Stoneblade list, or rather every Stoneblade list, but I think it's really good, and especially with Academy Ruins, I think it's pretty good to main deck. We have a third one on the board too. And in the sideboard we have a copy of COP Red because there's a lot of mono red online, and you might as well have a specific hate card because it just shuts the deck down. So that's really it. That's the only big differences between this deck and a lot of other versions of the deck. So let's go ahead and get started.